意大利罗马大学教授乔轴梦女先生，日本东京国立博物馆保存科科长何天浩先生，中国文物保护技术协会副理事长韦全先生，馆藏文物。
尊敬的罗庆市长、各位专家、朋友们，大家上午好。
各位领导先台。
时间飓风原本会消磨历史遗留的痕迹，可我们却在这。
好，大家下午好。我们2点整按时开始我们的这个下午的特殊报告啊。我是中国航空规划设计研究总监有限公司副总结构师张国军。很荣幸和成都博物馆副馆长段阳波研究员共同主持下午第1阶段的特殊报告。首先，我们有请来自日本东京国立博物馆保存科科长何天浩研究员。他报告的题目是根据自有经验、实验和预测来减轻地震对博物馆文物的损害。大家欢迎何天浩先生做报告。
Thank you for the introduction. I'm Hiroshi Wada from Tokyo National Museum. First of all, it is a great honor to be invited to this wonderful international conference. I have known Mr. Ulaimi from the Shanghai Museum for nearly 20 years, and I am grateful to him for inviting me to this event. I would also like to express my appreciation to everyone involved in organizing this conference. Today, my presentation will not focus on specific individual topics. As a museum in a disaster-prone country like Japan, I would like to share my thoughts on how we should approach earthquake countermeasures moving forward. I aim to organize these ideas and explore the topic from a broader perspective. I have identified 3 keywords that I believe are crucial: experience, experiment, and estimation. Interestingly, all 3 words begin with the letter E, making them quite memorable, don't you think? I intentionally chose them this way. Experience refers to learning from past history. Experiment involves observing phenomena as they occur in reality. Estimation means simulating and predicting future outcomes. These 3 elements together form the foundation for our approach to earthquake preparedness. By skillfully combining these 3 elements, experience, experiment, and estimation, we should be able to implement highly advanced earthquake countermeasures. Let's begin by examining the first element, experience. What we can learn from past history is how museums are affected by earthquakes. With information about past damage, we can take measures to prevent the same issues from occurring in the future. This information is incredibly valuable for developing effective countermeasures. Let's look at the damage caused by the Great Kanto earthquake, which occurred nearly 100 years ago. This is the damage experienced by the Tokyo National Museum, where I work. My museum also has a history of being affected by earthquakes. Moving forward in time, let's look at the damage caused by the 1995 Southern Hyogo Prefecture earthquake. This event also impacted museums. In storage areas, objects fell from shelves, while in exhibition rooms, display cases toppled over and glass shattered. Since this earthquake occurred in an urban area, many museums were affected. Next is the 2004 Niigata Prefecture earthquake. After the 1995 earthquake, seismic isolators became widely adopted throughout Japan. In fact, the pottery shown in this photo was displayed using a seismic isolator, but unfortunately it stood toppled over. Vibrations can still occur on seismic isolators, and simply placing objects on them is not always sufficient, depending on the shape of the object. This earthquake prompted a reassessment of how to properly use seismic isolators. The 2011 Great East Japan earthquake was one of the largest earthquakes in Japan's history. In addition to the earthquake itself, the cultural heritage damaged by the resulting tsunami was severely affected. Even now, more than 10 years later, many of the cultural assets impacted by the tsunami are still undergoing restoration and treatment. The 2016 Kumamoto earthquake was an inland earthquake caused by an active fault. The intense shaking destroyed many structures. On New Year's Day this year, the Noto Peninsula earthquake occurred. The photo on the left captures the coastline rising by about 4 meters. This earthquake, which significantly altered the landscape, caused extensive damage to cultural heritage. Many experts are currently involved in ongoing efforts to rescue and preserve these cultural assets. What can we learn from this past experience? First, the damage to objects can generally be ranked from most severe to least as follows: falling, toppling, shifting, and shaking. The fundamental principle is to secure fasten objects with supports. It is also essential to devise measures to prevent objects from falling. To prevent coupling, shelves must be integrated with the building structure. Connecting shelves to each other is also highly effective. Additionally, it is essential to use seismic isolators properly to prevent the direct transmission of seismic vibrations. It is important to note that the seismic isolators widely used in Japan are designed based on the performance standards set after the 1995 earthquake. During that earthquake, the maximum acceleration was 818 GeV. The current isolators aim to reduce this acceleration to around 100 GeV. However, since 1995, earthquakes with acceleration far exceeding 800 have been recorded. While seismic isolators are highly effective, This means that using them in the same way as before is no longer sufficient. Adjustments and improvements are necessary to account for more severe seismic conditions. Considering these circumstances, it is essential to rethink our approach. Earthquakes contain many unpredictable elements, making it unrealistic to assume that objects can be completely protected from any damage, no matter the nature of the earthquake. Even if we implement countermeasures based on past earthquakes, the next earthquake could be of a completely different scale. On the other hand, we cannot simply refrain from displaying objects. Therefore, must prepare feasible and better options. We face a very difficult decision regarding the extent of earthquake preparedness, essentially determining the level of damage we are willing to tolerate. This decision ultimately depends on the management of politics of each museum. Next, let's move on to experiment. Through experimentation, we can assess how well the current support function. Museums often use support structures like those shown in this video. Through experiments, we can evaluate how these tools will behave during an actual earthquake. For example, at the Tokyo National Museum, when adapting new seismic isolators, we verify their performance through full-scale experiments. Both of these videos show experiments simulating the 1995 earthquake. Experiments also allow us to determine the limitation of seismic isolators. Using seismic isolators combined with properly secured support offers the highest level of earthquake protection. However, certain types of seismic isolators have stroke limitations due to their design. When subjected to vibrations beyond their intended capacity, the movement of the isolators can suddenly stop, exposing the object to significant acceleration. We have also conducted vibration experiments on entirely constructed exhibition rooms using large-scale equipment. Of course, such phenomena can be replicated using computer simulations. However, full-scale experiments also provide highly convincing results for many museum staff. We have summarized the key lessons learned from these experiments. The importance of support structures remains unchanged. Seismic isolators do not eliminate vibrations, they reduce them. Therefore, it is sometimes necessary to secure objects even non-seismic isolators. In some cases, the structure of the seismic isolator may pose a risk during an unexpected earthquake. Therefore, we should allow a significant safety margin. Finally, let's move on to estimation. First, we have summarized the remaining issues. Natural phenomena are all different. Replicating past earthquakes is not sufficient. Experiments depend on the specifications of the equipment, so there are barriers of cost and technology. Cultural properties are diverse. It is difficult to generalize experimental results. So, is there a way to address these issues? One potential solution is the application of simulation technology. For example, this video demonstrates how the behavior of pottery changes during an earthquake based on the type of display plate used. It simulates the object's movement and stability under seismic conditions. Simulation helps deepen our understanding of phenomena that were previously unclear due to insufficient experimentation. 3D models are essential for simulation. With the recent advancements in smartphone technology, it has become much easier to create models of objects. Using models created with smartphones, large-scale simulations are also possible. Simulations allow us freely configure scenarios, including massive earthquakes, that cannot be replicated in experimental facilities. With the improvement of PC processing power, simulations have become more accessible. Simulations can reproduce conditions that cannot be tested experimentally. The advancement of AI offers great potential for future progress, I hope. This is the final slide, the same as the first. The 3 E's, experience, experiment, and estimation are essential. I believe that future progress will depend on research and development that organically integrates these 3 areas. Thank you for your attention.
感谢和田浩研究员关于日本博物馆领域文物防震减灾方面的精彩分享。下面有请四川省文物考古研究院。